This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, good morning, students. Shall we start? So I'm waiting for the students to join actually. Um, okay, it is getting late, isn't it?
हाँ बर्थडे के लिए
Okay, shall we start? Yeah, we will start. We are going to start. So today we are going to see all these things: if loop, if else, okay, if else, while loop, okay, for loop, okay. If you know these things, you can start working on the programs, okay. So you can start with the medium size programs. You can start working on the programs. You can start for programming, okay. If you know all these things, if else, all those things we are going to discuss right now, okay. So now, first of all, if else. See the if else, Python if else, okay. So if you see here, Python if else, okay. Before I start the class, everything is okay. I mean, no doubts for previous class. What about the previous class? Okay, you can go through them when you are free and get back to me. If you are having any doubts, you can get back to me. No problem with that. Okay. Yeah. If else, Python if else. See here, Python if else. We will be using, how we will be using Python if else. We are going to see. So in Python, Python conditions and if else. So when we want to compare two items, these are the possible things we will be getting, isn't it? When we want to compare two different items with each other, these are the possible ways. These are the maximum possible logical conditions we will be getting. So what are those? Equals, not equals to, less than or equal to, greater than or greater than equal to. These are the different conditions. These are the possible, all possible conditions we will be getting. All possible conditions we will be getting comparing while we are comparing with each other items. So we can write like this. So we will be writing all these programs in ideally. Can we do that? In the ideally, we are going to write all these programs. So one by one, we are going to write all these programs and we will execute. Then you will come to know how this will be, how this code will be, how we are writing this code. Okay. So this is the if statement. If statement we will be using like this in Python. So this is the numbers data type, isn't it? We did not declare anything before the variable. We can write like directly like this, numbers data type, isn't it? We know that. You can see here, a is equal to some value we are taking. A is equal to some value we are taking, and b is equal to some value we are taking. Whatever may be, whatever you want, you can take anything. Okay. So if b greater than a, okay, if b greater than a, print b is the greater than a. We can just write like this. I am saving this code. I am saving this module. So from now onwards, we will be talking about the modules. Okay, we don't call it as a program. We don't call it as a Python program. It is a module, isn't it? Now, from now onwards. Okay, if else, for example, if else sample.py. I'm saving this. Okay, if else sample. So I'm running this module, run module. Okay, run module. What will happen? We'll be getting output like this, isn't it? This is the program and this is the output for this program. Okay, so now see here, we can write in different ways. So just observe this. I'm writing in different ways. I can write like this also. I'm putting the semicolons at the end of the statement, and I'm putting the brackets here. I can put like this. Okay, can I do like this? And at the end of the statement, I will be putting the brackets. I'm saving it again. See here, I'm saving it again and running the module. Is there any change in the output? No. Okay, so we can write like this. Even now we can write like this or like this. So it doesn't matter. We can write like this. We can put the brackets in the conditions and we can put the termination semicolon also we can put. So no problem. So now just see carefully. So is it easy, isn't it? Is it easy? Just we need to pinpoint. In Python, the programming will be like pinpoint. Just we need to pinpoint the program like this. Okay, so is there any unnecessary things in this? Just 4 lines are there. Okay, just 4 lines are there. We are declaring the a variable, b variable, a variable, b variable, and condition. We are comparing the two variables, the values in the variables we are comparing. Okay, b greater than a, b is greater than a, so it will be printing like this. So 1 minute. Hello, sir, good morning sir, చెప్పండి. చూసుకున్నాను సార్, ఈవినింగ్ పెట్టింది కదా. అదే క్లాస్ ఉంది సార్. అదే వీళ్ళది వర్క్ షాప్ ఉంది కదా, వాళ్ళది క్లాస్. వర్క్ షాప్ సార్, వర్క్ షాప్ పిల్లలది ఉంది. అదే 30 మెంబర్స్ ఉన్నారు కదా, వాళ్ళ క్లాస్ సార్. కాదు సార్, ఈరోజు సార్ కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయింది. ఇంటర్న్షిప్ ఉన్నాయి సార్, చాలా బ్యాచెస్ ఉన్నాయి. అవును సార్, రేపు మండే కూడా మళ్ళీ ఒక 50 మెంబర్స్ జాయిన్ అవుతున్నారు, కొత్త బ్యాచ్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. అవును సార్, లేదు సార్, 50 వస్తున్నారు సార్. మంచిగా మేడం సార్ సబ్జెక్ట్. చూసుకున్నాను సార్, రాత్రి చూస్తున్నాను. మీకు ఫుల్ అమౌంట్ పడిందా సార్? ఓకే, అదే ప్రాబ్లం ఉండదులేండి. అవునా సార్? అవునా సార్? అవునా సార్? ఓకే ఓకే, అవునా సార్? ఓకే సార్, ఓకే సార్. నేను మళ్ళీ కాల్ చేస్తానండి సార్, క్లాస్ అయిపోయింది, ఫ్రీ అయింది, క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను కదా. ఓకే సార్, ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ. రెస్ట్ తీసుకోండి సార్, కంప్లీట్. Yeah, I got a call from a colleague, sorry. Yeah, so you can see here, these are the variables. A is equal to 33, b is equal to 200, and condition we'll be writing pinpoint, isn't it? Is there any unnecessary things in this? For suppose if we want to write the same thing in C, what we are supposed to do, we'll be adding so many things. We need to add so many things, and we need to follow the structured programming language also. Okay, so structured programming language. structured programming language. So C will be following the structured programming. We need to add so many things, isn't it? If you want to write the same thing in C, what we are supposed to do, we need to include include stdio.h. We need to do that, isn't it? And we need to put the inter. Before that, we need to put the inter. So we need to put the int like this, okay? And two things into we need to put in the C, okay? And also we need to put the colon like this. We don't put colon like this. So in C we don't put colon like this. We'll be just semicolon we'll be using, and we don't use the space. We don't use the space like this. But whereas in the Python, just this is the only strictly following. So in Python, okay, in Python, the only strict rule we need to follow is after ending at the end after I mean now. So at the end of the statement, at the end of the condition or any statement at the end of the condition or any statement, we need to put the colon. So why we need to put the colon? I'm going to explain that. Don't worry. So this is the rule, only strict rule. This is the one and only strict rule it will be following in Python. Are you getting me? So I'm going to explain why we will be following this rule. So what is the need of this rule? Why we are following this rule? I'm going to explain that. Okay. So don't worry about that. After colon, what we must do? After colon, and here I am explaining the rest of the thing. After colon, end of the line. After colon, the next line should start. The next line must start with the tab space, one tab space, or 4 space bars. Okay, you need to remember this thing. After colon, this must be the compulsory rule we need to follow. So why we need to follow this? Why we need this colon? So in C language we don't use this, all these things. In C language do we use this? Okay, we don't use this. Okay, I'll change it as a black. Okay, because black is visible, more visible, isn't it? I'll be changing it into black. Okay, but this is very important thing. You need to note this. Okay, after colon, the next line must start with one tab space. We need to press one tab or 4 space bars. Both are equivalent. Okay, now we will see the code. You will understand now. So we will see the code. We are going to write this code. Okay, so here see the code. So I am removing the colon. I will be putting the colon, but I am removing the space. I just remove the space, one tab space I am removing. So I am saving it again and running the module. See what will happen. Run happen. Here you can see an error. Expected an indented block. So expected an indented block. So you can see here the indentation error. Okay, you can see the red mark where it is expecting the indentation. So I need to put the 4 space bars. I can do the 4 space bars or 1 tab space. 1 tab space, and again I am saving this program. Again I am saving this program and running the module. We'll be getting output. Okay. So why we need this colon? Why we need this colon? We are going to discuss now. So what is the purpose of this colon? We are going to discuss now. Okay. See here carefully. So indentation. What is indentation? Why we need this indentation? So this is the purpose of the indentation. This is the purpose of the indentation. If you don't use the indentation, what will happen? We are going to see that. So what will be in other programming languages? If you don't use the indentation, and what is indentation? We are going to see that. Okay. So that is indentation. We will be calling it as an indentation. The space between the space, that is the indentation. Colon, after colon, the space which we are giving to the next line. Next line compulsory, we need to give the 1 tab space. This is the only strict rule it will be following in a Python. In Python, the one and only strict rule we need to follow at the end of the condition. This is the only one and strict rule it will be following in the indentation. Rest of the program we can write as our wish. As our wish we can write as per the rules. We don't have any certain rules, strict rules, so that it is not structured programming language, isn't it? We don't have a strict rules, so we can do like this. Now you can see here. So Python relies on indentation, white space at the beginning of a line. So at the beginning of the next line after indentation, we need the Python. So to define scope in the code, that is the scope of the code. Okay. If I am writing the if statement, I am writing the if statement, the if conditions must be in the scope, in that scope. So all the conditions which comes under if statement, so that must be indented with the tab space. Understand? Are you getting me? Okay. So all must be indented. Other programming languages often use what they will use. Other programming languages often use curly brackets for the purpose. Okay. So other programming language like C, we'll be using what we'll be using in C? We'll be using curly braces, isn't it? If you write the condition, if condition in C, what will happen? If we'll be using curly braces, more than one statement will be using curly braces. In the brackets we'll be writing code, isn't it? We'll be writing n number of lines. In the bracket we'll be writing so many lines, isn't it? Like this we'll be writing. So many codings will be writing. So instead of this curly braces, okay, Python will be doing like this. After finishing the condition, it will be end with a colon, and no need of this brackets. No need of this brackets. Okay. So it will be ended with the tab space. So whatever we'll be writing after this, okay, whatever code we will be writing after the next line, the colon next line, it will be ended with the tab space. See the tab space. I am just pressing the tab. Okay. From there you need to write. We can write. Okay. For example, in this, if you write like this, okay, I am not writing anything. After colon, if I press enter, see here. After colon in the editor, okay, after I put the colon, if I press enter, automatically the cursor comes to the tab space. We no need to do. It will be automatically aligned. From here I can print. I can do the thing. Whatever I want, I can do. Okay. So this is the thing. You need to remember this thing. Are you getting me? Are you getting me? Everybody understood? Sure, did you understand, everybody? Okay, right. Yeah, this is the thing. Now, so indentation is must and should. It is compulsory in a Python program. It is must and should. It is the only in Python. This is the thing. One and only strict rule at the end of the condition. We need to follow this. Okay. Strict rule. This is the one and only strict rule we must follow. Strict rule in the Python. Okay. We must follow this thing. Okay. Indentation. Python relies on indentation, white space at the beginning, but because in other programming languages, what we'll be doing, we'll be using curly brackets. We'll be using curly brackets in C example. We'll be using curly brackets, isn't it? But here we'll do the indentation. So wherever you see the statement ends with colon, the next line must be indented. So see here, I'm writing like this. I will be getting an error. I did not put any indentation. So for example, in this, I just remove the indentation, the same thing, isn't it? The same thing, I'm removing the indentation, okay, and saving the program and running the module. What happened? Expected an indented block. It will show where the indentation is needed. It will show that, okay? It will show. So we need to put the indentation. Just need to space one tab or 4 space bars, and again we can run the module. We'll be getting the output like this. Okay, is it clear? Isn't it? Yeah. So next, if else if we will be writing like this. Don't get confused. In C we'll be writing else if, whole thing we'll be writing, but whereas in the Python we'll be writing like this. In C we will be writing else if, right? Else if, but whereas in the Python we'll be writing like this. In Python we'll be writing like this. We'll be writing like this in Python. Okay, so this is the thing, this is the difference. You need to notice that. You need to notice the difference. Okay, now see the thing, see the program. If a is equal to this thing, we are going to write in our code, in our sample code. So we'll be writing this in the code. So you can see here in the code, after colon we have used the tab space, indentation we have used, isn't it? So in other programming language we will be using curly brackets. Instead of this we will be using curly brackets in other programming language. Okay, but here we don't use curly brackets, we will be using indentation. So only if in the if condition only this print is there, else if is other than if condition, isn't it? So that is the reason it starts from the beginning. Are you getting me? Else if is the other than if statement. We'll be starting that from the beginning. So else if we can write like this. If you want, we can write, we can modify all the things like this. But we need to follow the indentation. So we can write like this also, if you want. Okay, we can put the semicolon. Okay, I'm saving the program. I'm saving the program and running the module. 1 minute. Okay, see here, I'll be getting the output like this. Okay. Okay, I hope you understood this, isn't it? So next, moving to the else. Else if it can be anyone, else if for else if we can use n number of else if, isn't it? We can use any number of times, you can use n number of times, times else if, but we need to use only one time. What is that? Else. We'll be using only one time else. Okay, so we can see the program, you can see the sample program here. Okay, so this is the else if we have used this, else if we have used only one time, but else we need to be using only one time. So next time I am writing this program. See here, I'm saving this program. You can see the output. You can see the output here, isn't it? You can see the output. So I'll be closing this. In the fresh window, it will be coming. Open. I'm clicking the open, and where it is a program, it is in the desktop, isn't it? And see if else sample. I'm opening this program. Okay, now I am running this program. We just got the three different things, isn't it? Only plain if condition, if else if elif and if else and if else if and else. We got the three different programs in this. Okay, I'm saving this again and running the module. We can see the output like this. Okay, is it clear? You can see the output like this. Now, okay, next we are moving to the else, only if else. We are not using the else if, we will be using the if else. We can see the program like this, build it like this. So next, moving to the shorthand if. We can write the whole program in one line. We can write the whole program in one line like this. We can write, but this is not a good practice. Okay, but this is not the good practice. We need to write the program in separate lines. That will be good. That will be easy for us. That will be understandable. That will be easy for us. It is not the good programming practice, but we can write like this in Python. Okay, and this also we can write like this. So how many statements it will be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 statements we have written in the 3 lines. Okay, but this is not the good practice. We need to write like this. We need to be write in separate lines. That will be good. This must be in the next line. And we need to use the colon. Like this we need to write, not in a single line. It is not preferable. Okay, so it doesn't look like good programming also. And wherever we are getting errors, it won't be that much. We cannot find it out immediately. So we can write like this also. In one line we can write. Here you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 lines it will take. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It will be in 9 lines. Okay, but we can write it only in one line. We can write like this also. Okay. Next, end condition. In if we will be using end condition. End means both conditions must satisfy. You can write like this, isn't it? We'll be writing this code in another program. We'll be writing this code in another program. So what is the so run this module. So like this we'll be getting output. Okay, we can write end statements like this. End statement we can write like this. We can use the end statement, and also or statement. Or statement also we can write like this. Or statement. Okay. హలో క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నా నేను. ఇది వర్క్ షాప్ వాళ్ళకి ఉంది కదా, ఫినిష్ అయిపోతుంది. తర్వాత చేస్తా క్లాస్. లేదు పొద్దున్న వెళ్ళి టిఫిన్ తెచ్చుకున్నాను. ఉంది, టిఫిన్ తెచ్చుకున్నాను, మిల్క్ తెచ్చుకున్నాను, కాఫీ కాసుకున్నాను. నేను మళ్ళీ చేస్తాను క్లాస్. ఓకే సరే సరే. Yeah, like this we will get it. Okay, next, nested if. Nested if, see here, this is little bit confusing. Don't get confused. I'll be explaining this. This is little bit confusing. Don't get confused. I will be explaining this thing. Okay, if you see here, the programming language, the program. If you see the program, x is equal to some value we have taken. If x greater than 10 and colon, the condition at the end of the statement will be using the colon, isn't it? So print is the tab space we are using, and this if condition is belongs to inside the if nested, isn't it? Nested if condition. This is not the separate if condition. This is inside the if condition. So we will be writing like this. We must not write like this. This is if condition is inserted inside the if condition. This is nested if, isn't it? So we'll be writing like this. We'll be writing like this. This condition will be writing like this. Okay. And see here the indentation. The indentation. See the indentation. This space. This space. See the indentation. This space. This space is coming all over the statements. All over the statements you can see here. And this else belongs to this if statement. This else belongs to this if statement. So that is the reason we will be doing like this. We don't write it from the beginning. So nested if we'll be writing like this. So this else belongs to the if statement. So that is, it will be starting from here. So see here indentation, it is coming like this. Indentation, it is the path. So not from the beginning, the line which is ended with the colon, the next line starts with the tab space about the tab space of that previous line. The next line must start the tab space from the previous line. So it will be coming like this. If you see the nested if like this, it will be coming like this. In this direction. In this direction it will be coming. Okay. So if you understand this, you will be getting like this. 1 minute, I'll be showing you. So it will be coming like this and ending like this. If statement. Okay. It will be coming like this and ending like this. If statement. So it looks good. This ends with the first one. If statement ends with the first one. Okay, first and last, and these are the middle, and this is the if statement ends here, and this if statement ends here, this if statement ends here, like this. Okay, did you get me? Did you understand, everybody? So this will be like this. That will be like this. Nested if will be like this. So did you understand, everybody? Did you get me? Okay, it will be like this. So next, it will be like this. So did you understand this example? If x greater than 10, this example understood, isn't it? So this is nested if. Nested if inside the if, it is in the if, isn't it? So it will be in the same line. It will be in the same line. This else and if will be in the same line. This if this else belongs to the if statement. So it will be like this. So it will be coming in this direction, V shape, inverted V shape. Okay. If we use the nested if, it will be coming in this direction and ends with this direction. Ends with this direction. Okay. That will be ending like this. Okay. Next pass. Where do we use this pass? Where do we use this pass? Okay. For example, we will be using this pass. If we write this pass, what will happen? It don't display anything. It don't display anything. Generally, where do we use this pass? It don't display anything. Okay. I'm writing this code here. So it won't display anything. Why? Don't display anything for the pass. Okay, it is overwritten. Where do we use this? Generally pass. This pass will be used in websites, web applications. Web applications will be using this pass. So where we'll be using username and password. We'll be entering username, password in the websites, isn't it? So whenever we enter the wrong password, when we enter the wrong password here and the password, username or password is wrong, so it won't ask for the, it won't show a invalid password or username. It won't show like this, but again it will show the cursor. It will show the empty cursor until and unless we pass the, it will show empty cursor until and unless we enter the correct username and a password. It won't show like invalid. So there we'll be using the pass. It won't show like invalid password or username. It won't show us like this. But again, it will refresh the page. And it will be showing the pass. There we'll be using this pass. Okay. Next, we completed the if else statement. So, and next while loop, we are going to see the while loop. Okay. While loops in the loop. So Python loops will be having while loop and for loop. Two different loops we will be having. So while loop, see the example for the while loop. This is an example for the while loop. Okay, so we'll be writing like this. The code will be writing like this. So we'll be doing in the new tab. We'll be opening in the new tab while. Okay, so see here I am saving it with the while. This module I am saving it with the while example. Okay, I'm running the module. I'm running the module. See here, what will happen? It will display in a vertical. Vertically, it will be displayed. Vertically, it will be displayed. The condition is I less than 6. Print I plus plus. We'll be writing like this. Okay, I is equal to 1. I less than 6. Print I, and incrementing. We are incrementing the I. Okay, what will happen? It will print from 1 to 5. It will print. See here, you can see here 1 to 5 vertically it will be print. If we use for loop and while loop, it will be printing like this 1 to 5. It will be vertically printing like this. Okay, so next example, see the break statement. Break statement, what it will do? What it will do? So next program I am doing the next. So here the break statement, it will check the condition. What condition we have given, that condition it will check. After checking that condition, it will break. It won't continue for the looping. It won't continue for the looping. It will break there. It won't continue for the looping. If after checking that condition, if that condition satisfied, it will stop the loop. It won't continue the loop. It will go to the next line. See here 1 2 3. 1 2 3 it was printed. See 1 2 3 it printed. The condition is if I is I equal to 1, I equal to 3. The condition is I is equal to 3. Break. We have given the break statement. So it is satisfied. It is coming out of the loop. It won't go to the loop. It won't continue to the loop. So that is break. We will be using like this. And continue. Continue, what it will do? It will continue the. It will stop the condition wherever the condition is there. It will stop there and it will continue. So continue, what it will do? It will check the condition, and continue means this condition it will jump that condition. I is equal to 3. See here the output. By seeing the output we will come to know I is equal to 3. So what happened then? Here I is equal to 3. There is no 3 in this, isn't it? In this program we don't find 3. The condition is skipped. After that it will be continued. If the condition is I is equal to 3, it will check that condition. That condition it will continue. Okay, so this condition will be skipped and rest of the conditions it will be looped. So that is the continue statement. And we can use else also. And we can use else also in the program. And while loop we can use the else also. See here. Last program output, we can see the else. Okay, 1 to 5 it is printing, and else condition also it is printing. I is no longer lesser than 6, because it will comes to the else part after finishing this loop. It will comes to the else part, this will be printing, isn't it? You need to see this carefully. You need to follow this. It is very easy. In Python, we can write like this. It is very easy. I'll be giving you a lot of examples. You can practice. Okay. You can practice with a lot of examples I'll be giving. After finishing this, you'll be getting examples. With examples, I'll be explaining. Okay. Next, for loop. See the for loop. Okay. For loop is used for iterating over the sequence. Okay. That is entire list, tuple, dictionary, a set, or a string. It can be sequentially doing with the for loop iterations with the all the list items, dictionary, set items, all the things it will be iterating. So items are separated with the comma, isn't it? Items are separated with the comma. So each and every item it will be considered as one. It will be taking as indexing numbers. Depending upon the indexing numbers, it will be calculated. So I will be explaining this. It will take a little bit time. So you need to concentrate for loop. You will be using this all the for loop everywhere. You will be using all the for loop. Okay. So I'm going to explain this. Yeah. See here for. I will be closing all these things. So fruits is equal to apple, banana, and cherry. Apple, banana, and cherry. Okay. For loop I'm using like this. We'll be using like this. I'll be explaining you. Don't worry. Don't get confused. We'll be using different way in the for loop in the C, but here we'll be using different way. Okay, what happened? It will be printing in the vertical order. It will print. It will print in the vertical order. For loop and while loop, they will be printing in the vertical order. Each and every item it will be printing in the vertical. Apple, banana, and cherry it is printed. Okay. See the program. See the program. Fruits is equal to list. This is the list, isn't it? Fruits is equal to list. How can we say list? It is square brackets. It is in the square brackets, isn't it? So this is the list data type. Automatically interpreter will recognize this is the list data type. Okay. And what are the items present inside the list? It is considered to be okay. So I'm going to explain this. Don't worry, it will be a little bit confusing. So see this example. This is the fruits is the list item. Fruits is list data type. List data type. We know this, isn't it? Because it is in square brackets. It is in square brackets. That is the reason it will be. This is considered as list. Automatically, Python interpreter will recognize this list data type. This is list data type by seeing the square brackets. Okay. So by seeing the square brackets, it will recognize the list data type. Now, if you see carefully, so index number, indexing is follow. Index will be starting from 0. Starting from 0. Zero in Python. We know that, isn't it? We have discussed that. Okay. So what is the index number for Apple? For Apple, it will be for Apple. So X is for, you can see the statement X in fruits. X in fruits. So what is X? X is considered as each and every indexing number. X is considered as each and every indexing number. X is considered as each and every indexing number. So what is the indexing number? Here we are having 0, 0, 1 and 2 indexing. So why we are saying like that? So 0 indexing, what is present? Item present inside the 0 indexing. Item inside 0 indexing is apple. Is apple. The value, we can say value is apple. Value, item or value, we can say like that. Okay, item inside the 0 indexing is apple. Okay, and what about the one? Next one is banana. Same thing, isn't it? Item inside 1 indexing. 1 indexing is banana. Okay, and item inside 2 indexing is cherry. Okay, so this X will be considered as each and every item. Okay, now you come to know X is considered as each and every indexing number. That is, first time X will be first time X is equal to 0 indexing. The value inside the 0 indexing is apple. Apple will be displayed. Are you getting me? The second X is, so second X it will be 1. Second time X is equal to looping, isn't it? X is equal to 1 indexing. That is apple, that is banana. Banana will be displayed. Banana, the value is banana. Value or item inside that indexing 1 is banana. Then banana will be displayed. Okay, and third item is last item. Third item is cherry. X is considered as third item, that is indexing 2, that is cherry will be displayed. So if you see the example, X is considered as 0 indexing. Okay, so this is 0 indexing. So this is 0. Apple is 0 indexing 1 and 2. So X will be considered as 0, 1 and 2. X is equal to X item is 0 indexing, 1 indexing and 2 indexing. It will be displayed. Items inside that indexing will be displayed. So why it is items inside the 1 will be displayed? Fruits is nothing but, what is the fruits? Fruits is nothing but list data type. In list we are having 3 items, isn't it? Fruits is considered as list. X in list, for X in list means X in fruits list. Okay, that will be considered as 0. In whatever item present inside that 0 indexing, that will be displayed, and it will be displayed like this. Output will be displayed like this: apple, banana, and cherry. Vertically it will be displayed. If we use for loop, vertically it will displayed. So how this thing will be writing in C language? For I is equal to 1, okay, we'll be writing like this, isn't it? I less than 10, I plus plus. We'll be writing condition like this in C. In C language, we'll be writing like this. Okay, we are going to see how we'll be writing in a Python. The same thing how we'll be writing in Python, we are going to see. Okay, so for the same thing, you remember this. We'll be discussing this right now. This thing how we'll be writing in Python. This is very easy in Python. Okay, you understand everything what I have discussed right now? Okay, until now you have understood. Understood what I told you? Okay, good. Yeah, next. So looping through string, you can see here. This is the string. For loop we are using for the string. Okay, looping through string. So this is how the output will be displayed: apple, banana, and cherry, isn't it? So looping through the string. So what will be displayed? Banana, it will be separated. It will be taking banana. It will be split as one item, each and every item. 0 indexing. B will be 0. A will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That thing it will be dividing. This string will be divided like that. Okay. I'm saving this. You can see the output. You will come to know how it will be coming. Output will be coming. See here, banana, it will be displayed like this. Each and every item. Each and every character it will be taking as an indexing number with indexing number. It will be displayed like this. Okay. It will be displayed like this. Indexing number with indexing number. Okay. Now it will be displayed like this. Next, here also we can use the break. We can use the break. We can use the break. The condition X is banana. If X is banana, it will coming out of the loop. It will break. Okay. We will see the output. Okay, apple banana. It is only displayed apple banana because we are printing after checking the condition. We are printing before the condition. Before condition is checked. We are printing before condition is checked. After that, we are checking the condition. That is the reason banana is displayed. If we display print text after the break, what will happen? You can see the output. If we write like this, what will happen? Print text we are reviewing after. See the next example. Print we are giving after checking the banana. I mean after checking the condition. Okay. So what will be the output? So what will be the output? What will be the output? Only apple will be printed, isn't it? We can see here. Only apple will be printed. You can see here at the bottom. At the bottom, we can see here. Only apple is printed. Only apple is printed. Okay. So that is the thing. We need to be careful where to put the print. So this print is inserted after at the end. So it was the thing. I hope you understood this, isn't it? Everybody got this. Next, continue also we can use like this. Continue also we will be using in for loop. Continue also we will be using in the for loop. What happened? Apple and cherry. The output will be apple and cherry. See here. Apple and cherry. This is an output. You can see here output. Okay. Apple and cherry. Because the banana is checking and apple and cherry. Banana will be excluded. It will be excluded from the continue. If you use the continue, the condition will be excluded. So now coming to the range function, this is very important. The range function, see here, you need to concentrate this range function. So the range function, what is the range function? Range is nothing but it is the range. We will be using it range. Range means till it will be limited. Range, we will be using this range. See here, for example, for x in range, we'll be writing like this. Range syntax will be like this. It will be having range syntax. Okay, range syntax will be having like this. Range s comma s comma s. Okay, so first s is start position, starting point. Second s is ending point, stop point. Third S is step point. We don't write it as a step point, step. Okay. So these are the starting point. This is the starting point. First S is starting point and second S is, okay, ending point. If it is default will be 0. Okay. Step we need to mention. We need to mention the stop point from where, from which one. Okay. Default will be 1. Default is 1. Okay. So if default is 1, step 1, we no need to mention. No need to mention. So we will see the example. You will come to know. No need to mention. If default is 0, no need to mention. No need mention. Okay. So by seeing the example, you will come to know. This is the range. This is the range example. Okay. This is the range. Range consists of 3 things. Stop. Okay. Starting point, stop point, stop, and step. Okay. 3 things we will be having in the range. Okay. Now see this example. Okay. So consider this example. See this example for X in range. So output for this. Output. What is the output for this? Anybody? Output for this. For X in range 6, what is the output? Here, what is the starting point? Starting point is 0. Starting point. S is equal to S comma S. Isn't it? So here starting point is 0. So we did not mention 0. Ending point is 6 and increment is 1. So that is the reason we did not mention. This is equal to 6 because the 0 is default. It starts from 0. If you don't mention anything, starting point, it will be 0. Okay. If you don't mention ending point, that is default will be 1. Okay. Good. The output will be, what is the output? It will be from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. It will be displayed like this. Isn't it? This is the output. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. New line. It will be displayed. For loop vertical. Keep it in mind. It will displayed in vertical. For loop. Vertically it will be displayed. And while loop also. For while loop also it will be displayed vertically. While loop also. For while loop also vertically it will be displayed. So this is the output. Okay. Now we will be writing like this, isn't it? So is this the same? Is this the same or different? Same or different? Same or different? So next question. Which is easy to write? Which is easy to write? Which is easy to write? Okay, so that is easy, isn't it? So that is this one. This Python is very easy to write. Okay, see the next examples. See the next examples. So if we write like this, see the output. Okay, if we write like this range, it will be displayed 0 to 5. So -1, isn't it? 6. If we write the range 6 -1, because it is starting with the 0, isn't it? Are you getting me? It starts with the 0, isn't it? That is the reason it will be coming -1. Okay, next example. See the next example. We'll be copying the next example. So what we are doing here? What we are doing? What we are doing? So it starts from 0. It starts from 0. 0 to 5 it will be displayed. 2 to 5. 2 to 5 it will be displayed because we have mentioned this 2 to 5. It starts from the starting point is 2 and the ending point is stop point is 6. 2 to 5 it will be displayed, isn't it? Two to 5 it will be displayed. Next example. See this example. See this example. So here in this example, we are having starting point, ending point, and the increment step point. So we are having three things. Okay, three things we are having. Run. See the output. It will be coming like this. Okay. So I'm going to explain this with a C language. I will be comparing with the C language. See here. So same thing we can write in the C. How we will be writing in C? In C. In C language, how we can write this thing? For x is equal to 2, x less than 30, x less than 30, x plus 3. Is it the same or different? Is it same or different? Different. Is it same or different? Which is easy to write? Which is easy? Python is easy or C is easy? Easy. Python or C? Which is easy? Okay. See, in C, if you miss anything, see, if we miss anything in the C, what will happen? It will show the syntax error. It will show a lot of error. Okay. But whereas in Python we can write simply like this. Very simple, we can write the for loop. Okay. Which one is easy? In Python, it will be very easy. Okay. So we can write like this. We can write like this. Next, else. We can use else like this. In the range also, we can use the else. Okay. I'll be showing you this. Else finally finished. It will be displayed. This will be displayed like this. Okay. Next, nested loop. Nested loop pass. Pass we know already. We know the pass. Okay. It will be like this. Starting, ending. This is the list. Directly we can write like this. In the list 0, 1, 2. We can write like this. It will be displayed 0. It won't display anything. It won't display any output. Isn't it? If we use the pass, it don't display any output. Okay. And nested, if we are going to see nested. So these are the two different lists and we are using the nested if. It will display like this. Okay. First item with the first item, red with the first item. Like this, it will be displayed. I will show you. I will show how it will be displayed. So X will be the red. First, it will take the red with the apple, red with the apple, red with the banana. It will be displayed like this. Nested, isn't it? Isn't it? For loop law, for loop. It is inside the for loop, nested for loop. So we are displaying X comma Y. Okay. Red with apple, red with banana, red with cherry. Big with apple, big with banana, big with cherry. Tasty apple, tasty banana, tasty cherry. It will be displayed like this. Okay. This is the about the for loop. Okay. This is all about the for loop. Now we can start programming by using if else, if else, for loop, while loop. Okay. All these things we can use range also we can use SSS. Okay, so that is starting point. SSS range also we can use. By using this, you can draw the patterns. I will show you patterns. Okay, how to design a patterns. So if you are good in patterns in Python, you will get 5 marks. 5 marks. Okay, sure, they will be asking you patterns. Okay, for patterns what we need, if, else if else, and or range. Okay, is enough. It's enough. If, else if, and or range is enough. If you know these things, you will draw the pattern. See here. So this is the pattern, one pattern you are seeing. How to draw the pattern and how to write the code. You can see here. I will explain you. Okay. So you need to go through them. Alphabets I will show you. And we will finish here. After this, we will finish here. And go to these patterns. You need to practice this. Okay. This is the channel. Here you can find the patterns, different patterns. In the videos, you can find the different patterns. See the code. See the code. You will understand. Bye. Take care.